Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome into Wednesday night's messages of love from above. Hope you guys had a nice couple days off. Well, not off, but nice couple days while I've been off. So good to see everyone. And before we get started into the readings, I do want to send love out to the world. So if you want to join me in doing that, for some reason, my camera doesn't seem, maybe I moved it up too far. Whoa. Earthquake. All right. That'll do. That'll do. So if you want to join me in sending love out to the world, of course, I would welcome that. Whether you're watching live or on replay, we can join together and send this love out to the world. So I'm going to take a big, deep breath and come back to right here, right now. Just let that love flow into our heart, fill us up, and flow out to the world. Circling the globe in a giant bubble of love, touching every heart, giving each one a little spark, little energy to liven it and to expand it and raise the love vibration higher and higher and higher. And if you yourself are in need of unconditional love in this moment for your own heart, your mind, your body, a relationship, a situation, circumstance, for a loved one, whatever it may be, we send this love to you right now as well. Just let it encompass you and take it in like a giant sponge. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that and allowing me the space for that as well. And before we get into the actual readings, of course, I want to make sure everyone knows about my Monday giveaways. So every Tuesday, I put out a video announcing what I'm giving away the following Monday, and what you need to do to get into the drawing and any other giveaway news. This one, I'm going to be giving away an extra reading next week. So to find out how you can get into the second drawing, be sure to check out the video. I won't waste everyone's time in reviewing that. Also, I'm having a 50% off sale, and all that's listed in the description box. Also, of the video down below, I have my Hedge of Peace and Love at half off. It's normally $50 for a 2-week process, and it's only 25 right now during the month of July. And all my personal recorded readings, I will share those with you here, are half off as well. And so if you were looking and wanting to get one of those, now is a great time to do it here. And so that is the pricing there. But all that information is listed in the description box of the video. And then every week I've been putting out at least one pick a card reading. And this week's was all about how can I transform my anger. Rawr. So that is available there for you. Last week's was how do I transform my sadness. So they're doing this transformation of lower vibrational emotions when we're ready, if we want to. We don't even have to, but it is what spirit is wanting to focus on right now. So that is what the pick a cards are about. And then every week I do put out a also for the last 5 weeks anyway, been putting out a Take 10 with Zen, which is all about taking 10 minutes or less on a video that talks about our connection to the higher realms, connection to the powerful us, and I also answer questions from my subscribers. So be sure to check that out. These last two were about fate, really interesting. And the one that's coming out this Friday is about Is Our Death Fated? Dun dun dun. So be sure to check those out too. So I think that's everything I wanted to talk about right now. So let me get my desktop all set up here before I do that here. Let me just take a screenshot. Let me scroll a little lower here just to make sure I capture all the ones I haven't already. All right. Just in case, because when I was popping out chat previously, um, it was erasing some of the you know comments. Like, I'm having trouble talking today. I don't know. Good thing Spirit is the one who takes over after this. Okay, here we go. Let me just scroll this up here and move this over. All right. Okay, I think we're good here. And if you are new, well, maybe not. Hold on. Jeepers, jeepers. Okay, there we go. That's a little better. Well, thank you, double, triple, quadruple X. It's I got a new shirt, a bright yellow solar plexus shirt. Well, it has a flamingo on it, but it was at our we have a discount store, that sells. It's called Burlington Coat Factory where I'm at. And so you go there for cheap clothes. And so I was like, hey, I need a new yellow shirt. My other one um, didn't survive. So thank you. And I'm cleanly shaven for my summer cut because it's 90 degrees out. So, we do what we can. All right. So sorry. Um, So, what we do for the free readings, if you're new to the channel or new to these readings, first of all, welcome. We've got a great group of people with huge hearts and wonderful senses of humor. So, we definitely welcome that. And for the free readings, I go down in order, first come, first serve, down the chat. And there's no special list. The chat is the list. And if you don't want to put your business out there, you can just ask for a general reading or guidance, and they'll will answer. So I just saw someone said, "Did you get a haircut?" Yeah, I did it on the lowest setting because I shave my head every couple weeks or a week, but I've been taking some um what is it called? The stuff that makes your fingernails grow and everything, and my hair's been growing faster, so it's definitely working. I'm like, whoa. I'm like a chia, is it a chia pet, the stuff that they put the seeds and it grows? Anyway, sorry. I'm having trouble focusing. I think it's the Leo moon energy. You got Leo moon going on right now, so that is probably why I wanted to wear bright colors too. All right. So I forget where I was at, but so that's how the free readings work, if I explained all that. But if anyone makes a donation, I do honor that. And I step out of the free readings, prioritize those, dive deeper, and pull more cards. And then once I'm done, I return back to the free readings, move down the list. I'm usually on for a couple hours, so I try to get through as many free readings as I can. But if you do make a donation, you can use the super chat down below. Also, in the pinned comment and the description box of the video, I've got my Venmo, my Cash App, my PayPal, and my Square. So you can make a donation through any of those, and um, in whatever dollar amount. I'm so distracted. What's going on? So there's um, there's no set dollar amount because I know everyone's funds vary from person to person, day to day, country to country, planet to planet. So whatever you give, I know is from your heart, and that's why I honor it. So, boom, boom, shoo. All right. So I do have a couple donations, and I'm going to be using the Good Tarot tonight. If you look at the here, it's from wonderful Colette Baron Reed, wonderful, wonderful soul. Um, And so they're all green, wonderful green and orange. I mean, yellow. Well, yellow and green make orange, right? So we'll start there. And I did have a Cash App first before you, Daisy. So, Daisy, you'll be up next. And so, love 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, no problem. Cash App and Venmo actually currently don't charge any fees. So I don't mind when you use those. PayPal has fees, Square has fees, Super Chat has fees, but those two don't. So if you ever want to use those, Venmo or Cash App, I don't mind at all. All right. But you guys use whatever is convenient for you, but just in case you didn't know. All right. Yeah, I was about to go, I don't have your questions. I don't know what happening here. All right. So, number one. um, yeah. It's not specific for hair growth. It's collagen. Collagen. It's a collagen protein. Um, it's because I don't think I eat enough protein. There you go. And so I'm trying to eat more protein, that I can. So there we go. Boom, boom. All right. So number one, Joji's energy and thoughts towards you. And then how do you see your next date? All right. So question number one, I do want those. And then these lead off into question number two. Okay. That's right there. All right. So let's take a look here. Wow. What? Whoa, whoa. I'm just kidding. Well, we got the lovers card coming right off the bat here. So I know, right? You're just waiting for it. Just waiting for it. And so uh here we live. Okay, so we're just done. That's your reading. And here's the strength card here. Um so you got both of the connection with this higher connection to yourself, but it feels like it rolls out here into this as well. So, um, of course, their thoughts about you are you have this inner strength that just, I don't know if it doesn't really scare them, but it just, I don't know, it just feels comfortable. It's intriguing for them. We'll put it that way. But I like those. And then, of course, what would it be without them saying a lot of passion, a lot of attraction energetically and physically, towards you there. And then the 4 of water as well. Balanced, emotional balance, which it almost feels odd for them to feel so comfortable emotionally. I feel like, they got a lot of other stuff going on. They're figuring out stuff in their head and blah, 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 and all this kind of stuff. But I feel it almost feels like undramatic, which kind of feels weird at first because I've had friends before where they're like, I'm not as, I don't feel the same about my relationships as I did before, as they develop their higher connection to the higher love too. But I was like, it's just because you don't have drama in it. And so it feels like almost not boring. It just feels uneventful but undramatic. And if that comes in there. Yeah. You're dramatic enough. Boom, boom. I like it. Well, and then you have, oh my gosh, you got 3 4s. So yeah. You wipe your mouth after. Yeah. I mean, and that's so funny, with your, I know this is not, this is Gemini energy, but you got Leo the lion here. Here's your Leo energy. So obviously it's there. But so for your next date, you definitely have like this wish come true kind of feeling with the 4 of Earth, which is another 4. You've got 2 4s so far. And this one's about feeling solid in the outside world, hopeful, balanced. So there's a lot of this energy that's coming in here too with all of that. And then also, you got the patience, the temperance. So, you know, just trust that it will unfold and be patient with it. Because you have the four of fire again. So four, well, okay, three fours, which and then a balancing card here with the star too. Because normally there's like 7 stars on the star card, which represents balancing chakras and balancing. And the patience card is, the tempering, going back and forth, and the patience. So it might feel, I don't want to say stagnant, but it might just feel like things are just kind of flowing and they're not going up, but they're not going down, but they feel steady, which I like because you don't always have to be on a roller coaster, and especially with everything he's been going through, I kind of feel like it's a good place to have it be like there's this solid, consistent, dependable type of energy that's coming from all of that. So hopefully that helps or brings some peace into there. But that's what they have coming through. um, let me see here. Patience, patience. It'll all unfold. Go with the flow. That card came flying out again. So I think they mean it. So that is what they have for you right now. Love 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, thank you so much for your donation. You found a college dollar, Daisy. That's funny. I appreciate it. I know that everyone's finances, especially going to college, so tough. So thank you. It does mean a lot to me when you guys are able to give whatever you can give. I know it's not, you know, a small thing that you do. So thank you guys so much. All right. So Daisy, I believe you were up next. So you want to know, why were you born premature? Impatient, maybe? No, I'm just kidding. You were 3 months early and you somehow survived. Just want input from spirit and light. Absolutely. Let's take a look here. So let's take a look and see. Okay, anything else? All right. Let's see what we got here. All right. You are welcome. I was gonna say, because your impatience goes across time and space. Well, you got the 5 of water, which does tell us about, we come here to experience lower vibrational emotions and feel things, right? And there is something that well, here, let me just show it to you. Because you got the fates wheel here, the wheel of fortune, which does tell us everything unfolds for us. And eventually, even our human feels this way. But in this case, it's a strong amount of fate, and the picking of the our zodiac sign. Um, I think I talked about it in the Take 10 with Zen number 4. I will be talking a little more about it in this one coming up this Friday. But it is this, we choose purposely the exact location, time, and date that we're born, because it's like at that particular time all the planets are given certain energies and certain things, and it's almost like picking if you've ever played like a video game where you have to choose your avatar, and it's like when you choose them, they come with certain strengths, certain opportunities, certain growths, certain journeys, certain quests. Well, that's what happens, and so we specifically choose We choose to be born at a certain time, premature or late or, whatever it may be, but we choose purposely because of that. Because we want to experience certain emotions, we want to experience a certain with the six of earth, the imbalance of attention or not from parents, also to experience the hermiting here. It's funny because usually this is about connecting to our higher selves, but it's like you wanted to be left alone for a little bit, like um, because were you in the incubator for a while, being born premature? It's like, I don't wanna be I just want some time, by myself too, which is funny. But there's all these experiences that you wanted because of all this, and you've got the moon card here. So I can't remember what sign is, but you chose your sign. The moon is the, water sign, it's Pisces, but there's a lot of hidden stuff that's below the surface. And the four of fire here, you wanted balanced energies. So there was all of this stuff. Okay, the Gemini. So the balanced energies, excuse me, that you wanted to have, where you wanted to be chosen to be born at an exact period of time because of all this. They kind of just went through it kind of fast, which you of course can rewind it and re-listen to it. But it's like all of this different experiences and energies. It's basically they just ran through a bunch of ingredients that are the soup of you. And that's why you wanted to be born at this time. It wasn't done to you. You chose, you're like, this is who I want because this is when I could be born and I'll have all of this influence. So it's all on purpose for a purpose, especially with the wheel of fortune, the wheel of fate's coming in. And so just know that, we all choose to be born with twins. We yeah. Well, soul Daisy, because they're the ones that chose before we came down here, right? Um, but even when we choose to be born single or with twins or triplets or quadruplets, or we even choose like are we going to be the middle child, the older, the younger, the only child? um we choose, are we going to have step brothers and sisters and step parents, because we see the possibilities, we see a lot of what's going to unfold and we choose it. So I really like the ownership we take of that, because it really helps us not look at like life is happening to us, it's happening for us because I chose it. A wonderful thing, if any of you guys ever want to do it, is if you ever sit and just go, okay, look at my father and what characteristics, both positive and lower, higher vibration and lower vibration of who they are, why did I choose them to be my father? And then do the same thing with your mother. And you look at it and you're like, oh, wow, I understand why. Why did I choose my siblings? Why did I choose my family? And you really can see a lot of ahas of like, wow, I see why I chose them. And you start looking at it as a positive instead of like, why do they treat me that way? And then you're just like, oh, I wanted them to treat, why did I want them to treat me that way? Because I signed up for it. And it helps you see your life in a much more powerful way. Like baby Daisy was way powerful. Right. But that's what they have for you, Daisy. So great question. I love that. And stay tuned. If you haven't watched the Take 10 with Zen, they're only 10 minutes. Um, you know, take a look at least number 4 and number 5, because it's about fate. So fun, fun. All right. So that's what they have for you, Daisy. Daisy, so many blessings to you. And then Patty, you are up next for the next donation. So thank you so much. And then Mary. And let me see here. Did you guys already put your questions up above? Let me scroll, scroll, scroll. If you guys have not, go ahead and pop them down below. Okay, Mary did, I think, up there, right? Yeah. Oh, Patty, you put yours in your donation. Duh. So, Patty, hello. I know. Hello, bruddaZEN. Hello. What lies ahead in your future and career? Let's take a look here and see what they have here for you. I tell you, it has to be this Leo energy because and I think it's all you guys' energy too, because I was dragging most of the day, but suddenly now I'm all like wired. It's got to be spirit. All right. So you've been having the hanged man here, which is kind of like a transformation, kind of like a cocoon hanging upside down, right? And so there's been this transformation happening. Kind of feels like some things have been pausing, and then also some things being moved out of your life on purpose for a purpose. So you're able to see things more from a higher standpoint right now, see things from a higher perspective, realizing again the tower is one of those cards that tells us that you know life truly does happen for us, and we don't lose jobs, we don't lose relationships. People are moved out of our life, things are moved out of our life to make space for what's next and to clear paths for us to move forward. So there these are two major arcana, which means that there's been some of this that's been happening here. And let me see what else we've got here. Yeah, because you got also the messenger of earth, which these are the messengers on this one. I don't think these are pages. I believe these are the messengers are the horsemen, the knights. But there is this new way of looking at your worth in the outside world that has been coming in here. And we've got this ace of air, this ace of swords coming in, which is also about seeing things from a higher perspective and connecting to the capital T truths of the higher realm. So part of all this transformation, these things being removed out of your life, this quests of seeing things, seeing your worth from a higher perspective has been huge. And because this queen of fire that you are, this queen of wands, is emerging for you and out of you. And it's has to do one with just how you bright you shine and how you shine forward, and that you can really super focus your energy and make things happen. But it's starts with this inner energy and this awareness of where you focus your energy is what grows and expands. And you really take a lot of um I don't want to say pride, but you take a lot of I don't know. The pride isn't a bad thing. It's just like you're like it's something that you're grateful for, that you've really had to overcome and get to a place where you focus on gratitude rather than the victimhood. And I feel like you've really gone through that quite a bit, especially like I feel like you've had a lot of tower moments that have just really ripped through your life in the last, I'd say 5 years. Um, and but you've really come through them with bright shiny colors now, right? It's like after you go through poo poo caca valley and you're all cleaned off and you're all you're able to do this, you're like, I like who I am now. I didn't like it when it was up to my nose, but now that I'm refreshed and like pretty flowers, smell like pretty flowers. I'm glad I went through that valley because I've learned so much. And that's what I feel like you've come through this with the Queen of Fire. And then also your connection to spirit has really grown through all that too. Because she rose over fire, but she's also the queens are given a second portion of water, which also helps her connect to the higher realm. So you've also have been developing your connection to spirit and trusting your gut, trusting your intuition. So what lies ahead in your future? I know all of that to say that all of this has been the foundation of what is coming forward. Because you have the 3 of Earth, the 3 of Pentacles, which is this huge message about being true to your authentic self. Temptation, normally the devil card, shadow card, is about having your cage shaken, the fears of letting people down, the fears of losing people's support because you're not doing what they want you to be, who they want you to do, right? So, there is this energy of just release, of stepping out, of allowing your queen. It's like the queen to peek out and go, "Here I am, everybody, deal with it." Because all this just goes away. And you have this courage to stand up and step out. And I feel like that's what lies ahead in your future, in your career, because I feel like not that you've been hiding, but you kept your light dim. And some of that has to do with it. You were taught that when you were younger, if you stood out, you got picked on, maybe by siblings or by people or bullies or whoever it may be. Feel like when you shine, it meant you attracted moths and you didn't want to attract moths anymore. So you learned to dim your light, even though you were able to really, I feel like you're able to progress and you're able to do stuff. I feel like it's a small amount compared to what you're able to do, which I feel like you're about to, um, shine it to the world and go, you know what? I'm gonna go do what I wanna do, and I'm gonna make my future, and I don't care anymore. If you guys are gonna get butt hurt over it, then, you know, get some Pampers because you're gonna need extra padding on your booty because I am not backing out, backing down. I'm not dimming my light. I'm gonna shine bright, right? So, gonna have to buy everyone a little gift basket of Pampers and some, sunscreen and some sunglasses because you're about to shine bright and you're about to step out and make choices for you instead of with what everyone else wanted you to do. So I like it for you, Patty. Boom, boom, boom. Here you go. It's very, very bright. It's as bright as my shirt. So I like your future. And that's what's coming in. So many, many blessings to you. And again, thank you so much for your donation. All right. And then Mary, thank you for your donation. It had asked, will Mia offer you two positions instead of one? Oh, all right. Let's take a look here. See what does they have to say. That's right. Right. Let's see what we got here. All right. I do feel like there's going to be two choices. And well, first of all, the reason because you have the chariot card, which is choices. So that alone would have answered your question, I think, right off the bat. But you definitely going to have two choices that come in here. Then you have the calling, and you got four major arcana, which is amazing. I mean, the chances of that are slim. But you got the calling, which is your higher self calling you. Again, 20, 2 plus 0 is 2. So I feel like you have two choices. One feels more, this is Hermit. You have the Hermit card. I feel like one feels more like an inner calling because the Hermit, of course, connects to the higher realms and, follows the path of that. I feel like there's this maybe something that you work more independently, but it feels more like you are doing something more that makes your heart sing, and it just allows you to let the love within your heart flow in a different way, if that makes sense. Because the other one feels almost like management with the Emperor. It feels like, someone who you have to be a hard butt about stuff, you have to, like, make people toe the line. It feels like more responsibility and more, being seen and being out whoops, in front of everything, um, and so it feels more, you know, more responsibility, more pay, but also, um, you don't get to they're reminding me of, one of my, I had a manager once when I was up in upper management, and, when I had first moved up into management, I still had a lot of friends, I knew a lot of people, and they were like, "You can't be friends with people anymore, you have to be their boss, so you can't have coffee with him, you can't go to lunch with anyone, you can't do any of this, you can't do any of that, or you're not gonna be able to move up past where you're at now." And I'm like, "Well, it's not worth it for me. I'll just rather stay in the position I'm in now." And she was like, "What?" But that's the kind of, the kind of, I think, scenario that you have. It's like you can be this and share love, or you have to be like, at a higher level where it's lonely at the top, but, not it's not really lonely. It's just, you just have would have to adjust how you share your heart. So those I feel like is 2 things. I feel like that's kind of what's coming in there, just to give you a heads up, Mary, but I definitely feel like there's gonna be 2 positions with those coming in. So that is what they have. So many blessings to you, Mary, and thank you again for your donation. Hey, Brizzy. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Absolutely. We can give you a reading here. And did you have a specific question that you wanted answered or just a general reading? You're welcome, Mary and Patty. Ah, you're in the Caribbean. Wow. So you're used to warm, humid weather, huh? I lived in San Antonio, Texas for like a decade and a half, and I'm still cooling down. All right. So, all right. Thank you, Bercy. Yeah, Bercy, I see you donated here with the through the super chat. Didn't get anything through PayPal yet, but if you did it through there and that's where your question is at, I will pull up maybe. Oh, there it is. And if you did not put your question on there, if you want to ask it down below, I will do your reading right now. I'm just waiting for it to load here. Okay, I don't see anything through PayPal. Right, Brucey. So if you are still here, you might be just a little delayed. I think you're over in Norway. So just pop your question down below and I'll keep checking and I'll prioritize your reading as soon as I get it. But just for the sake of time, I'm going to jump up and begin the free readings. So, Anya Ahuya, you are up. And you want to know, will you get what you want by Friday, the 21st? All right. Let's see here what the Spirit wants you to know here. You do have the Six of Swords, which is movement, and it's from choppy waters to calmer waters. It is a change of mindset, leaving old fears and old thinking behind and moving into new as well. So this would be a movement card in a um, positive result here. So for that, I would say that yes, that there should be movement at least regarding it. You may not like. have it by Friday, but there's this movement toward it for sure that's coming through there. So that's what they have for you there. So many blessings to you, Anya, and then divinely protected. You like messages from your guides. Oracle deck two today. Deck two happens to be the Spirit Animal Oracle. So let's see what spirit animal wants to chat with you here. And you got the owl spirit. Card number 43, which says, "You see clearly now." Who? You. Let's see here. So, Owl Spirit arrives to remind you that the wisdom within you is informed by your keen senses and the wisdom within the consciousness we all share. Even in the darkest night, the owl sees clearly and is guided by every sense it has, including the first sense of intuition. Right now, your sensitivities are turbocharged and you're receiving messages from all directions. An owl spirit reminds you to be wise and pay attention to what's between the lines, what is invisible to the naked eye, what cannot be heard with the ears, what others may not be able to perceive. With all your senses aroused, you have much knowledge available to you. Clarity will come as you sit with all that you are sensing, allowing your intuition to guide you in understanding the whole and not just the parts. Let your wisdom arise and be your guide as you trust the acuity of all your senses. Intuition is real and can provide the clarity you need to understand your situation right now. Your relationships, your finances, your job, whatever it is, you can see the truth clearly now. And I like reading the protection message for those cards too, because in case there's something that resonates. But it says, "Are you feeling overwhelmed and overpowered by all that you are sensing? Are you highly sensitive right now in information overload, feeling too much and taking in too much stimulation?" The antidote for overwhelm is to become grounded and return to your safe nest so wisdom can offer you clarity and guide you on managing the flow. Take a break to ground yourself in the reality of your everyday senses. Go for a walk in nature. Perhaps you can stop to lie in the ground or hug a tree. You can stop to lie in the ground. I'm sorry, I just read that. Or just stroll down the street beneath the soothing sky so that you can regroup and clear your energy field. Your wisdom and ability to make sense of all you are feeling and experiencing will return as Owl Spirit reminds you of your need to get clear. So I like that for you, and that is what they have for you right now, divinely protected. All right. Many blessings to you. All right. Okay. Thank you so much for double donating there. I think that's you twice. Yeah, so thank you for all of that. So you donated on the super chat and then also that one. So thank you so much. All right, so here are your questions. What does it feel about last Friday night? Okay. And how does he view you now in the context of that? And how does he view himself in relationship to you? And what is his intention? All right. Let's take a look here and see what is happening here. Okay. Whoops. Just raise my microphone. I'm going to keep hitting it. All right. Okay. Wow. Cards are speaking to you here for sure. Let's take a look and see what this is all about because you really got him thinking, it looks like here. Okay. Well, we like that. We like that. All right. So when you first asked, what do they feel? I almost feel like in the beginning they are more of a thinker because there's a lot of thinking. There is feeling that comes in here, but I feel like there's a lot of thinking that's going on first because we've got the page of air, which is the page of swords, and then we have the eight of air, which is the eight of swords, and then we have the hierophant, which is like this invitation to go inward and find out what is it that I truly, truly want. It's like you really spawn something to make them really think about. Like you sent them into super overthinking drive here, which you know, the eight of air is good. Eight of swords is a flowing energy, which means they're excuse me, realizing what of their own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets have made them feel blinded and bound and trapped in the past. So there is this flow, there is seeing things from a different perspective. They're really looking at their capital T truths of their heart and what do I want? What's going on? That type of energy. And then let's see, was this yeah. Okay. Because when I feel like how they view you and like what their intentions. So we got the two of water, the two of cups. So there's definitely this draw of emotion that comes in here too. And we've also got the eight of water, which is a flow of water, and the 10 of water, 10 of cups. So overflowing joy. There's definitely a lot of emotion, positive emotion that's coming in here. Again, another eight, which is allowing them to look at what of their own um, emotions, what are their own older relationships that no longer serve them, and this is them walking away from those emotions that no longer serve, and they're ready to move forward. And the same thing with the eight of swords is so with both of these eights, there is this again, they have all these positive even numbers which are about flow instead of like restriction. So, leaving behind thoughts and beliefs that no longer serve and leaving behind emotions that no longer serve. So, there is this definitely this movement of heart and mind. Years of you known for 5 years? Oh. Oh, so you're both highly logical. So that makes sense of why he perceives you that way too. Let's see. Yeah. Well, I feel like if you both are highly logical, there is this again movement messenger of air. Let's see, because we had the page of air. Yeah. So messengers are knights in this deck, which knight of air is movement of thought and belief and communication. But the moon card, so we definitely know that there's a lot of emotion that's below the surface here. And we've got the five of pentacles, and the five of pentacles has this energy of changing of their worth, and that's funny because you said you known them for 5 years. So there's been this slow progression that it does have these feelings of you know um feeling left out in the cold, being abandoned, and so I feel like and you might know their life since you've known them for 5 years. If you know of their upbringing, they might have felt abandoned and left behind, and a lot of feelings of lack in the past where they're afraid to voice that kind of emotion because it's been ripped away from them in the past. They have felt out in the cold, left behind, abandoned in the past. And so there's this energy here that their mind, says, no, 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 we don't talk about our emotions. We analyze, we can talk about our thoughts, but not about our emotions. and I feel like there's this restriction there. I want to pull a psychic tarot oracle here for you too. I just want to see, tell us about this abandonment. Why do they hold their heart back? Yeah. Well, look at that. The throat chakra of all the cards, the throat chakra, they don't feel like they can voice their emotions and voice. They've been taught to kind of keep it back, right? So um, it's like there's this uh, inability for them to voice that that's coming in here. Yeah, yeah. So you sense it, know that, and there's that five. Isn't that funny? So we got the fives, five and five. But here's the throat chakra. They're not able to voice that, and a lot of it is because it's below the surface. Um, so they don't feel like they can talk about it. They don't. Um, and sometimes we don't even remember it. Like we will push all of that down into the basement when our mental body is created between 7 and 14. It pushes the emotional body that's created 7 years old and younger down into the cellar, and it doesn't let it speak. So, yeah, which is all right, it's all you can do. You can't change their minds, right? Uh he's not cutting contact with you, and you've been very patient. Yeah, let me see here. Yeah, see. It just spirits like advice to you is with the full card is just to continue to have it be open, not with any restrictions, because they've got so many. We've got the devil card and the seven of air, seven of swords. So with all that thinking, they got a lot of stinking thinking, as they say. A lot of supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts that were poured into them during the 7 years old to 14, yeah, to 7 to 15 years old. They were given a lot of mental stuff that has to be obeyed. This is the rules. This is how it is. Don't question it. That's why they don't feel like they can speak up, because whenever they spoke up and questioned, feel like they got punished. So just continue to be open without any restrictions, any expectations. It creates a safe space for them, and eventually, I don't have the. They didn't give me the information on if you guys are destined to be together, because I feel like it's important to keep that open, yeah, balanced heart and mind here. Yeah, so this is balancing heart and mind. So just go with the flow for now, because you can't change people's minds, right? When everyone tries to change our minds, we resist, right? And we can only change people's hearts, and the only way we can change people's hearts is by what you're doing, which is giving unconditional love to them. And then eventually things spark and change from the inside out. So, yeah, very rule oriented for sure. Yeah. All right. So that is what they have for you right now. Good to see you again, and hang in there. Hang in there. All right. And many blessings to you again. Thank you so much for your donation. Greatly appreciate that. All right. And I think that was it for the donations. We'll scooch, scooch, scooch back to the free readings. And we left off with double, triple, quadruple X. You want to know why is your energy feeling off? All right. Well, let's take a look here and see what Spirit wants you to know here. I'm just going to reshuffle these. There we go. All right. Let's see what's going on. What is going on with your energies? Okay. Well, so you got 3 major arcana that came out. We got the Hermit card, got the Fool card, and you got the Chariot card. And what an interesting combination. Being drawn inward and upward to guide on your path. The Fool card is the ending of old cycles and the new beginning. So this could be what you're feeling here is this pull inward and onto this new journey. So it feels very I don't know, it just feels like a fish out of water is a good maybe analogy where it just feels like going to a new school. That's what they're like reminding me like because we moved a lot. So I'd go to the first day of the school and I'm like, I don't know where the rooms are at. I don't know where I'm doing. I don't know what's my schedule. What class do I have next? Where's my books? Blah blah blah. You just feel like everything is like new. It just feels like that way. But I like that you have the Chariot card coming in here too, which tells you that whatever is coming in, we can change it if we're uncomfortable and we want to feel differently. All the power lies within you because the Chariot card is the power of choice card, which tells us that every moment we're the ones that get to put the story to the moment with our thought, our emotion we want to feel, our energy, what we want to draw to us, and what actions we want to take. So if it's like if I feel off, it could be that there's something that is making our little inner child feel unsafe and out of control. And so we're leaning toward the lower vibrational energies, which, if you've been hanging around in higher vibrational energies, when it goes the other direction, it feels weird. And it's like the little alarm start going off, going, I think we're going off center. And it's just a reminder to go back to center, which you can do through choosing unconditional love and joy and laughter. Our actions, I can choose thoughts of laughter and humor and, emotions of joy. I can focus my energy in gratitude. I can take actions to go have fun, to go do stuff and to change it. So, whatever I'm focusing all my energy on, it can help transform it when you're ready, if you are. If you could stay the energy you are for the rest of your life. There's no judgment. But I feel like when you're ready, you'll be like, okay, I want to do this. Enough of that. Let's move to this. Right. So I like it. Double, triple, quadruple X. That's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. There's some sort of change happening. Um, but if there's something, like I said, usually it's if we're feeling like off where it's lower vibrational confusion type energy, that's usually our little child self is feeling unsafe, like something's going on around that maybe we don't realize or that we do realize. And then there's also if it feels out of control, like decisions are being made that we have no control over. Sometimes we'll be drawn into that lower vibrational energy. And if you're not sure, just take a big deep breath and just step back and even talk to your little inner child. If you can even like write it a question with your dominant hand and have it answer you with your non-dominant hand. And it can tell you, it can be like, what are you afraid of? And then it'll tell you, I don't like this. And you're just like, oh, okay. And then you can comfort your inner child. All right. But that's what they have, double, triple, quadruple X. So many blessings to you. Hey, Geeta, thank you so much for your donation. And you want to know, is Gemini A going to talk to you this week? All right, let's take a look here and see. What does Spirit want you to know about this possible conversation? All right. I don't feel this week. We've got this Hierophant, which is, and with the Nine of Wands, which is like a barrier. I feel like there's this barrier keeping you from conversating because your higher self and your spirit are inviting you inward to see things from a different perspective, really looking at your capital T truth of what do I want? What do I truly want from this situation? who do I truly want to be? What do I truly want is coming in. Because see here that we've got new communication with the Ace of Swords and the peace of mind that comes in too. So I feel like there is, I mean, you got so much thinking and capital T truth energy coming in here because that's what calms this mind is the connecting to the higher truths. So I feel like there's some seeing things from a different perspective, a higher perspective that comes in here, that helps remove this thing here. Um this nine of wands that helps you move through whatever barrier is there holding it back now, but it feels like it's the barrier is there on purpose to keep us from going and doing things than we were anticipating before, so it's like it just helps us see things more clearly for us, if that makes sense. Basically, so we don't make a fool of ourselves, sometimes, or that we don't have to end up eating crow, or, it's always for us so that we don't, you know, we're held back, it's like friends in a, I don't know why they're showing me a bar fight, but it's like, you're like, rah, you want to attack, and but your friends are like, no, 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 no. And then you realize there's police and you get arrested. And so they're like, no, not that I ever was in bar fights, just to be clear. I'm a very big teddy bear. So um it's interesting, Gita. So hopefully that makes sense, that it's just things are being held back just to so you can see things from a different perspective. Yeah, I feel like you have the two of fire coming in here. There's some choice of energy where energy is being invested to. Whatever you focus on is what grows and expands. So if you want things to speed up, um, can focus on what you are grateful for in your life or in this situation or for that person. Because when we focus on what we feel we're missing, we tell the universe that I really enjoy missing this. Can you make me miss it some more? Can you have things go, have this uh, drawn out? Because that's what we're pointing at, right? I love the two of wands example that spirit has been giving, where it's a little kid that walks into a bakery, looks in the little glass shelf and points down at this donut over and over and over again. So the baker pulls a dozen of them and gives it to the child, and the child's like, "No, I hate these." And the baker goes, "Okay, rather than pointing at what you hate in the glass case, point at what you love, and I'll bring you dozens of that instead." So there's this awareness that comes there. So hopefully that is helpful, Gita, but that's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. You're welcome. Double, triple, quadruple X. All right. So, Cheery, you are up next for the next free reading. And can we see if your mental, I love how you call it your mental child is convinced with what you're trying to explain? All right, let's take a look here. Excuse me. So, we've got the movement of water, movement of emotion. I like this because I feel like this is the communication of your human side with your higher self. And this shows that there's movement in communication with your emotional self too. And I think I think you asked, how do you know when it's done? And it's when it gets down to the emotions behind the thoughts. So with that, it's telling me that yes, that there's this connection. It's realizing, oh, okay, it's releasing thinking around this particular subject that you've been trying to explain, and it's getting down into the emotional body because that's where the thoughts were triggered from. We start off as emotional beings. If you ever have a chance to read Whole Brain Living by Dr. Jill, I think her last name begins with a B. She talks about how our brain is developed and how The emotional one, we're emotional beings who think, not thinking beings who have emotion. So we have an emotion that triggers, and then we have 1,000 thoughts that form around the emotion. But when it gets down, the root of it is the emotion. So I feel like if you feel like something emotionally moving, that tells you too, that they're like, okay, we got down to the root of it. So I like it. That feels like a positive answer there, Cherry. That would be a yes. All right. So many blessings to you. You're welcome, Gita. And then Blissful Breeze, you'll be the next free reading up here. I do have a donation though. So thank you so much, Empress Beauty. You want to know how? Hey, how does N, the Capricorn, feel about you? All right. Let's take a look here. What's going on inside the Capricorn? They do have a lot of thinking. So we'll see if they got some feeling going on. But I bet they have some thinking. Okay. They do have some when there's the thinking and the more thinking. Okay. All right. So they do have emotion here, but it is deep. The moon is deep stuff down in the subconscious, right? So they've got a lot of emotion that's flowing, but it just hasn't made it out to the outside world, right? The two of fire here is, the two of wands, which is the power of energetic choice. And I feel like they're telling you it all depends on the moment with them, because on one moment they could be feeling one way, and next moment they feel another way, depending on what's going on in their life. Because if their little inner child is feeling unsafe and out of control, then they're going to go into fight or flight mode, and their emotions are going to be completely different than when they're calm. So it really depends on, well, how do they feel about me overall? So when they're in their right mind, not in their fear mind, there's these deep emotions that I feel like they want to express, but they got a lot of fears here, Empress Beauty, because got the High Priestess, which again, a lot like the moon, has a lot to do with the subconscious and the unconscious, a lot of stuff that's flowing below the surface. And we've got the Seven of Air, and also on these cards, you got the Five of Air. So these two air, this is where all the Capricorn thinking is coming from, the overthinking. But they've got the Seven of Air, this deep um, thinking that has cheated them in the past, deceived them in the past. So they've got a lot of the thinking that tells them they're not worthy, or how people will treat them. They got all these stories that are lies that influence them, keep them from experiencing things, and they might not even be aware of it. It's kind of, like I said, it's hidden here. The high priestess is the hidden, the moon is the hidden and the unknown, and the 7 of, you know, swords, it's the card of deceit. I usually don't look at them as that they are a deceiving person, more that they are deceived by their own thoughts and beliefs. But with 2 hidden things, 2 hidden major arcana here, I feel like because they have been deceived, I feel like they feel it's okay to deceive and not maybe say the whole truth and not have stuff come forward, if that makes sense. Um, the 5 of Air too is a lot of mental conflict. They have the transformation of death and rebirth, so I feel like they're at a point where they just can't continue to live this way. I feel like they stuff a lot of things, and I almost I almost wanna warn you just to, when you hear a clock ticking, tick, 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 that's not a watch, that's a bomb about to go off, in that I just feel like they're about to just blah, share a whole bunch of stuff, or, just not be able to contain it all anymore, and just, go through like a midlife crisis kind of energy, which, is Capricorn energy. I'm a Capricorn rising. It's Saturn energy. It's the devil card. It's the shaking, the rattling, and everything. and I feel like they've been resisting doing their inner work, and I feel like they're about to have like a Saturn return, which is usually what 26, 27 years old, and usually 50. It's like the midlife crisis. The second one, the second Saturn return, where Saturn returns back to where it was, usually is like this shaking of beliefs, and I don't want to do and fit in anymore. I want to do my own thing, and I'm tired of living up all these rules and everything. So I know this was supposed to be about how they feel about you, but now you can understand why I don't feel like they have a whole lot of love for themselves. And so we can't love someone more than to the extent we love ourselves, nor receive love from others more than the extent we love ourselves. With all this energy, all these fears, I just don't feel like they have a lot of self-love, Empress Beauty. And I remember when that used to be attractive to me when I was a young lad, whenever I was attracted to someone, I used to say, "You must have been through a lot and are in need because I really am attracted to you." My super hero inside of me wanted to rescue, right? So, uh, this advice that's coming through from spirit is the one that they I learned over time is trust people for what they show you, not for this wonderful ability you have to see the possibilities of who they could be. Doesn't mean they're gonna be that person. Believe who they're showing you they are right now. So, that's what they have for you, Empress Beauty. Hopefully that helps. Let's see what else they got here. Yeah. Again, 9 of Swords, they have a lot of fear, a lot of insomnia, nightmare. I mean, it's just so much fears and thinking. So they just wanted to confirm that. So that's what they have, Empress Beauty. So hang in there and stand clear is my uh message that they're bringing through, is like the advice. So I know. So many blessings to you. No, sure. I feel like that's a yes, and that the inner child's convinced, and that it's gotten to the it went from the mental child, now it's in the emotional portion of the emotional child's going, oh, now I see where all that came from. It's here. This is the emotion that I can transform. So I like it. Excuse me. All right. So that is what they have there. And then Blissful Breeze, you are up next. So you want to know, will you and the Aquarius female friendship reconcile? All right. Let's take a look here and see. So here's the Aquarius energy, two of air, queen of air, balancing heart and mind, closing the eyes and seeing with the heart. And here's the five of water, which is the hurt feelings and, the changing of things here. You know, Aquarians feel, they just don't show it because they're water bears. They keep them contained in those jars, but they have them. So if you can um, convince them that I just feel like there's this convince them to show the emotion. You'll see, if you can get them to close their eyes and open their heart, get out of their mind and into their heart, then you can see reconciliation. You can see the coming together here. But the biggest thing is, how do you do that? Well, I'm an Aquarian sun, so um, you have to activate emotion within us. And humor is a good way to start, and sharing your feelings first, of course, because Aquarius energy is a lot of not doing things normal, a lot of it's the planet ruled by the planet Uranus, which is shocking, surprising, sudden change, different, old ways don't work, new ways. And so, doing things unexpected in an unexpected way, um, emotionally in a positive thing, not, blowing up emotionally, but doing something funny, doing something hilarious, doing something to show them, I think, is great advice, if you're interested, but you'll have to initiate it because once you cross an Aquarius, if you've broken their trust, it's very hard to ever get it back. But if you can mend it with humor, which is interesting. So that's what they have for you, Blissful Breeze. So if you feel you're up for it, enjoy it. All right. So many blessings to you. And up next will be Wisdom Words. Hey, Wisdom. And for the next free reading, but I do have a donation. All right. Thank you so much, Cherry, for your donation. Any spirit messages after this change? All right. Let's take a look here and see what they have here. Well, there you go. We got the page of air, so this is new thinking. So you've changed their mind. So this is them confirming, going, yeah, yeah, you did. You changed their mind. You allowed them to see things from a different perspective, which I like. Wow. And the results here show themselves in the outside world. You've got the Four of Pentacles, which is a solid foundation in the outside world. You got the Page of uh, Pentacles with new opportunities, and you have the Five of Pentacles, which I feel like this is the thinking area. Did it have something to do with feeling abandoned, being left out in the cold, anything to do with lack, or being left out? Because this is normally what the Five of Earth is about. The Five of Pentacles is about feeling like, um, maybe when we were younger, we felt left behind, and so we feel like not supported in the outside world. So there is this energy that's definitely changing here with that coming in here. Oh yeah. Oh, so. Oh, I appreciate that, Cherry. Appreciate your additional donation there too. Yeah, thank you. I will, if everyone sends, energy to me this evening to win the $1 billion Powerball, we'll make sure everyone's taken care of. $1 billion. All right. So appreciate that. Yeah. And here we go, even with the 10 of air, which is letting go of thinking and a lot of those things as well. So you got 2 confirmation cards there, as well. So, um, good news, good news. I like it. That solid foundation in the outside world too. So big transformation that makes it way, um, because we don't change from the outside in, we change from the inside out. So with the changing of thoughts and the emotions that are changing, you're seeing the outside world also change. So boom shakalaka, cherry. That's what they have. So many blessings to you. All right. So wisdom words, Pisces feelings and next actions towards you. All right. Let's see what we got. Whoops. Maybe I need to raise it a little more. Just like knocking it around. All right, let's see what they have here. Well, we got a lot of fire coming in here. So there is passion. We've got the magician is the divine masculine type of energy, which is movement, which is putting energy forward and expanding that. They have the seven of fire, which is about it's like this bright light in the dark night that's showing up and they're up on a hill. There's other people that may not like this. And I feel like there might have hesitated before because they feel like there's other people interested that won't like that they express their feelings to you. And I feel like there's people that like them, but people that like you. There's just like this, you know, um, all these fireflies, all these are all fire. Like I think those are dragonflies, but there's all these people that are flying around, but it's like the brightness of what is happening, what is unfolding, is drawing people towards you, drawing people, in both of your guys' directions. But I feel like with the Pisces feelings, like they have felt kind of held back in the past because they, from their point of view, they see a lot of people interested in you, or they might have this appearance that you're interested in other people too. But the magician, that this is them being willing to step forward and express their fire for you. So you might see that happening here. But, we can't help what people's perceptions are. A lot of that has to do with what's going on inside their noggin, right? Their perception of things. And we're a mirror. So, whatever they feel they're picking up is actually what's going on inside of them a bit too. That's why when we ask about people's feelings and thoughts about us, it's like, well, take it with a grain of salt because we don't see the world as it is. We see the world as we are. So one moment they can feel one way, the next moment they can feel another, depending on what's all going on inside here. So hopefully that helps, wisdom words. That's what's coming through right now. All right. And I did have a donation that came through here. So, Links Lee, you'll be my next free reading coming up. Let me scroll down here. All right. And I don't see. So, whoever just donated on Cash App, if you'll let me know, because I don't think you're. Ah, okay. Thank you, uh, Tiwar? Oh, Janet or Janet. Okay. Absolutely. So thank you for your donation. And did you ask a question up above? Let me see here. Oh, a well-tuned love read. All right, sure. Lalima, I don't think I have gotten to you yet. All right. So let's take a look here. A well-tuned love reading. Okay, I've got to adjust this microphone or I'm going to be smacking it around here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so how do they feel about you? Oh, okay. See what's going on. What is going on here? Okay. Looks like here that things are going slow. We got the patience card coming in here. You also have the hanged man, a couple cards away from here too. Okay, because there's like this slow movement. I don't feel like there's gonna be like boom, 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 boom. Um, and I feel like they will call you here. You've got the 2 of air at the end, which is, 2 of swords, which can be, um, you know, can be communication. But got the 8 of water. I feel like they're moving away from, emotions and relationships that don't serve them. So I feel like they're trying to balance out their life. I feel like maybe they might have had. When I say recent, I don't mean like yesterday, but I feel like they've had a relationship end and they're still getting over their emotions. And that's why they're trying to take their time here. Because we've got, 2 balancing cards coming in here with the 2 of air, so the 2 of earth, which is the 2 of pentacles, the patience. So I feel like they're moving away from feeling about someone here. And we have the Hanged Man, which again is transformation and new opportunity opening up in the outside world. So I feel like they've maybe it was 2 to 3 months ago that they've maybe even a little longer. It just feels like it's not brand new, but it feels fresh in their heart, which is why I'm getting like a mixed message between physical time and heart time, right? But I feel like they are moving away from an old emotions because, like I said, you got the two of air, and the two of air does show, if they close their mind and open their heart, this is that movement here that's coming in here too. So, you know, I do feel like they're, and I don't feel like there's two people at the same time right now. I just feel like they're letting go of someone to move forward. But again, I don't feel like it was too long ago. I'm gonna dig a little deeper here. It's bruddaZEN nosy time. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, okay, I like it. So we've got the King of Water, which is balancing heart and mind. So again, they're balancing things out. But the Wheel of Fortune is a great card. This is telling me everything's going to be okay. Where this tells us that everything in our life does unfold for each and every single one of us. Sometimes our human does not jump on board with that. They're like, "How is that for me?" But this tells us that even your human, with what unfolds, does tell you that your human is happy about it because it's the tune of for you, the for tune. So it does unfold here. Just trust that it's taking a little bit of time because they don't want to bring some baggage in. They're trying to let things go so that they don't bring it in with this one as well. So that's what they have for you there, Janet. So hopefully that makes sense and you're aware of like, oh yeah, okay. Let's just enjoy the moments, let it unfold, let them deal with that stuff because you don't want them to track it in on your carpet. So that's what's coming in. So many, many blessings to you. And thank you again for your donation, Janet. Hey, Kachani. Thank you for being a new subscriber. I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well. And for the free readings, I do go down in order, first come, first serve. I'm working on a couple of donations right now, and then I'll be going back up to the top. If you make a donation of any kind, I do prioritize those readings in case you want that. Otherwise, I should. I've been on for about an hour and a half. I might be able to make it down to your question before I end this evening's session. All right. And so, Natalia, you are up in MBB. You said you're donating, and I thought someone else said they were donating too. Oh, here they come. Um, all right, Lalima. Yeah, absolutely, Lalima. You can donate and ask additional questions, and I'll go up and grab the other as well. All right. So, Natalia, you want to know, is the Aries interested in you? Let's take a look here. So, are they interested in you? And what interest is it, right? Let's take a look here. All right. All right. Nope, none of those. All right. I feel like there's a countdown going on here because we've got the 9 of swords, which shows that they have some fears about expressing interest in the outside world. 9, 8. Then they have the 8 of water, which they're trying to leave behind emotions that no longer serve them to go forward. And this is good that The 9 is, like a it's the insomnia, a nightmare card, but it also means they're so close to letting go of fears and thoughts and beliefs that no longer serve them. The 8 of water is leaving behind emotions that no longer serve them to move to the 9 of cups, which is wish fulfillment. And they're trying to move past some emotional confusion that they have going on too. So they've got a lot of stuff going on here. It's 9, 8, 7. I feel like it's a countdown, like a something's about to happen, right? And then we get this 18, 17. I'm like, oh, is it started over? But they've got the moon card, which is deep emotion. So there is emotion that's going below. And the star card, again, is this wish fulfillment type of energy. Like they're looking for the wishes to come true. But I feel like there's so much bubbling underneath the surface that's going on right now. So I kind of feel like there are things that are there. There are things that are going on inside of Natalia, but you know, um, feels like there's a lot going on in there. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah. So again, they've got the 9 of water. Here's another wish fulfillment card, and the 3 of pentacles is about being true to their authentic selves. So I feel like they're just trying to figure out who they are and what they truly want. So I feel like with all this, there is definitely interest there, but I don't know if they know what they want yet in life. I feel like they are kind of coming out of I don't know, a very confusing time where either they've had some significant changes in the outside world, either like relationship or job or almost like everything. It just feels like things just haven't worked out the way they thought they were supposed to, and they're getting these like big like, "Oh, okay, I get it. I think I don't know, how are things supposed to be if this didn't work out the way I thought it was supposed to be?" So it's like the shaking of their foundation in a lot of ways, if that helps. You're just like, "Well, that explains a lot why they're acting the way they are." Um, but they, very this Aries energy, they just really want to, express who they are. They want this fire. Sometimes they'll leap before they think, and they're learning hindsight. And so I feel like they're trying to figure things out right now. But definitely interest there. I just don't feel like they know. They're so, sorry. Your spirit guides are showing me someone going, and this is not reflected upon you at all, but it's like when you're going through like a store, or some sort of just some sort of store, and you're like, wow, look at this, I want it, I just don't know what I would do with it, because I don't know, like, I'm in the middle between homes, and it's like I like this lamp, but okay, I'm gonna get it, but I just don't know where I'm gonna put it, because they're everything is in disarray, if that makes sense. So that's what's coming in Italia. It's kind of how their mind is there. So that is what is happening. All right. So yeah, I do see your second question, Janet, in there. So I've got, excuse me. So MBB, you are next. And then I did get the second, one right after that, and then, Lydia, you'll be after that. So just to let you know how they came in. So, MBB, thank you so much for your donation. All right, and then you just wanna know just general for the next 2 months with love. So we'll take a look here. See what does spirit want you to know? All right. What do we have? What do we have? All right. Well, we got some transformation that's happening. Yay! I know we always like that, right? Because we've got the 9 of water, which is emotional wish fulfillment, and we have the Queen of Swords, which balances heart and mind. And what this is showing me with the other cards is that you're really evaluating what would my emotional dream come true be? What is this, you know, dr- wishing upon a star dream come true? What really is it? So you're figuring things out. I feel like you've had some other things happen before, and this is where this thinking is coming in, this transformation is coming in because you're like, "That's what I thought." Ugh. Patience, which is the alchemy, things going back and forth. So things are transforming, things are changing here. But the 9 of air, another 9, which is hermit's journey, which is you know, being exhausted, all the thoughts and beliefs and mindsets and the fears around love and all of that, you really you're getting to the point of almost being exhausted, trying to live up to all those supposed to be, should be's, need to be's, have to be's, and must. Where you're like, okay, I'm getting tired of this. I want to be free of all this stuff, right? And with all of those coming in, I know. You also have the call, which this is the judgment card, right? I think it's good too because there's freedom on the other side of it. It's like, ugh, finally. I know it feels like finally, but it's always perfect because we did want to experience how all that felt, but we feel really good too. I don't know why. Not that I would know, but spirit's saying it's like when you get home from work and you take off your bra. Ah, freedom. I don't know why. Uh, but you've got this higher calling of spirit bringing, you to a higher place. And the 5 of earth, the way of you looking at your worth has totally been changing because this is changing from feelings of abandonment, being left behind, being left out in the cold, and lack is changing because you're not looking to the human to fulfill you with this. You're realizing that it's spirit that always brings you what you need in each moment, and that when you look to mankind to fulfill things, that is why you feel abandoned, because when the human goes into fight or flight mode, we will pull the rug right out from underneath you saying, "I need this rug for me to survive." And we learn that, this feeling of abandonment, these feelings of being left behind. But when we turn inward and upward and we're like, "Oh, you develop this great relationship here." And I feel like that's what's going on over these next couple months is you're really cleaning out thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, yeah, that no longer serve you. And not only does it bring you, here's the page of earth. So not only does it bring you a new way of looking at your worth in relationship to the outside world, it also brings in new opportunities in the outside world too. So something more in alignment with what makes your heart sing instead of the old, doing what we always did and getting what we always got. We're like, I don't want that anymore, and you're ready for something new. So I do like that for you. So that is what's coming through for you, MBB. So many blessings to you, and thank you again so much for your donation. Greatly appreciate that. All right. And then Janet, thank you for your additional donation. And you said this is for your friend Anna. All right. Hey Anna. So Anna's love life. She wants to know when she will have a boyfriend. All right. Let's take a look here and see what spirit wants you to know. Okay. What else? You're welcome, MBB. I do like it for you. Freedom. All right. So we got two, two, and two. Let's see what we get here. Okay. All right. Okay. So on a we what we have here, we've got the King of Water, which is great. This is balancing of heart and mind. And the Strength card too has Leo energy in it, but there's this turning inward and upward. So the energy of both of these cards coming together is that it might feel like things have been going slow in the outside world a little bit. And it's to like turn you inward and upward to really expand your self-love, because when the Strength card talks about this is our human looking for love, looking for its stability, its worth in the outside world, and it's very hungry because what it gets out there, it doesn't fill it up for very long, if at all, because what we're truly searching for is the love of our higher self, which is an eternal unconditional love. And the more we expand that, it's a win-win, win-win-win, because we're able to love humans more and receive love from humans more as well. Because we can't love other people more than to the extent we love ourselves, nor love others more than to the extent we love ourselves. So as we expand our self-love, then our ability to give and receive love to the humans also increases. And that helps because there's this with this balancing of the water with all the kings are given a second portion of air, which is the mind. The balancing of heart and mind allows this wonderful connection to come in here. It allows us to be open to receive. We're getting out of our head. And it's reinforced here in this your second set of cards here, which here's the Lover's card. Yay! Which looks an awful lot like the Strength card, but a very nice this is with the human, right? Can be with your higher self too, but it's mainly with human, with you wanting to know about a boyfriend. Two of air, this is, again, it's decisions, but the Two of Swords, this is close your eyes and open your heart. So you've got balance your heart and your mind and close your eyes and, don't think with your just your brain and open your heart. So again, another balancing energy of heart and mind that comes in here. And what's great is that timing has to do with us because we have a range of when we'll meet the next, soulmate that you'll interact with. The more you work on raising your vibration and your self-love, the faster things speed up because things are going slow for you to raise your self-love, right? If we're focusing on what we're missing, if we're focusing on the lower vibration, rooted in fear and loss and different things like that, that's like an anchor. It slows things down. So the timing is up to you. You definitely, with those cards, have a boyfriend coming into your future, but the when has to do with how much work you're looking at raising your self love, right? And these were your last two cards here. You've got the Five of Swords, and the Five of Swords, this is mental conflict, two ways of thinking that you're torn in between two ways of thinking. And the Page of Fire is like there's this draw, this new passion, new desire that's out there. But I feel like there's some conflict going on the inside. And this has to do, again, coming back to the worth that you feel about yourself and your self-love, that's where this is coming in. It's like you're attracted to individuals, but there's also something holding you back. And then, but it's happening on purpose for a purpose, if that makes sense. There's like this, I'm trying to find a nice way to say it, but just on YouTube, whenever there's like interested parties that come into preview. You know how, like, you have a best friend at a bar, if you've ever seen this in movies or experienced it yourself, and the best friend doesn't like who's coming and they block them from coming towards you. That's kind of what spirit's doing. They're like, no, 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 no. You've done when if you do what you've always done, you get what you've always gotten, and spirit and your soul are like, no, 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 we had enough of that. We're ready for something more in alignment with what we deserve in our higher heart. We've learned enough of that, and that's why that's coming in, if that makes sense. So hopefully that's clear there, for you, Anna and Janet. Thank you so much for donating on their behalf, and many blessings to you. All right, let me just put these cards back. And then I believe we are to Lydia. Thank you so much for your donation. Alexis, sorry, I just saw your question. I have not got to you yet. So if you're looking, don't you can stop looking. I don't think I got that far yet. All right. So Lydia, thank you for your donation. And you want to know, how does Javier feel about you and us, the us, right? And plans to reconnect? All right, let's take a look here. So feelings about you, and I feel like this is feelings about us. Oh, because the two. All right. And then are there plans to reconnect? Okay. One, two, three. One card, two, three. Okay. So his feelings about you, they see you as someone that's true to your authentic self. And you really, I wouldn't say stubborn, but you could say stubborn. I'm just kidding. Uh, so I'm just closing my blinds. Um, but I like this stubbornness because it's you stay true to the authentic you. You don't sway away from being yourself by trying to please other people and being who they think you should be, and afraid you'll get punished or lose people's support. You're like, you know what? This is me, unapologetically you, not in a mean way, but you're just like, okay, this is me, right? And then, how does he feel about the two of you? Well, there's split energies because on one hand, you see this warmth, the queen of earth, mother nature, mother nurture, sensuality, this draw, but then also the nine of air is fear, fear of, whatever it might be, a lot of fears around relationship and being hurt, being left behind, all those delicious fears we have around relationship. They got a lot of supposed to, should, need to, have to, must that's in their brain about what a relationship is supposed to be, and they feel like they can't, that they will fail, that they will get rejected, that they'll lose conditional love. So they're drawn to this nurturing mother, not mother energy, but this divine feminine energy that you have, but they're also afraid here. And let's take a look here and see if they have plans to reconnect, and I'll see if there's anything about a third party in here. Yeah, again, they've got fears here with the three of air. Normally, this is a huge heart with three swords stuck in it. I feel like they've had their heart broken before. Um, and that's why with the seven of earth is like the last thing that grows on a fruit tree is the fruit. So they take their good old time. And the four of earth feels like a very solid foundation. It feels like home to them. So I feel like they do reach out. I feel like, but it's going to take, I feel like their fears keep them in slow mo speed. I don't feel like they go forward fast because when they've done that in the past, it hasn't turned out too well. So let's take a look here. We'll get a little more nosy and see, is there anyone else that he's considering? Is there a third party? Is there choice going on here? Let's see. What was this that came up here? I don't feel like there is here. Let me see what these other cards are. Yeah. Because this card came out originally by itself, which is Eight of Pentacles, which is doing a lot of work and movement and forward in their life. I feel like they're really invested in job, 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 trying to like work, whoops, trying to work forward to what they feel is like a dream come true. So they've got a lot of, I feel like all those expectations with the Nine of Swords, they just got a lot of rules or a lot of stuff that, you know, defines what they feel life should be, supposed to be, need to be. And the Three of Fire, I feel like they're wanting to take this off ramp and to move forward and to take action. But I don't feel like there's a third party coming in here. With all those energies, I feel like they're so focused on like job and trying to create this foundation that they think is supposed to be there. If there's, going to be any kind of romance or relationship like that as well. So I just feel like, yeah, yeah, all of this has to do with energy. They wanting to, magician is their focus, their energy going forward, what they want to do, where they want to head. And again, they've got the one, two, three with because they got the magician, which is like the ace of wands, the two of wands, the three of wands. So it's like they're trying to take all these steps to what they feel is victory in this full life. Normally there's like two people on there with children and the money and the blah blah blah, the whole dream come true type of, scenario we're all fed growing up, right? So I don't feel like they have any time for anyone else. I feel like they're or heartbroken before and they've been really investing in their own, work and life. And Eight of Pentacles can be school too. I'm not sure if they're going to school, but definitely a lot of energy being invested into blood, sweat, and tears into their job, into their outside world. But I don't see romance or any other individuals with those cards. So that's what's coming through, Lydia. Hopefully that helps. And many thanks for your donation. Greatly appreciate that. All right. I think that is for all the donations. You are welcome. Yes. All right. So we had left off with Lynx Lee. So Lynx Lee. Another rest of July for you. So I'm just going to take a quick sip here. All right. Had a little frog trying to make its way out. So sorry. All right. So rest of July for you, Linksley. Let's see what they have here. All right. Well, you've got a death and a rebirth transformation coming in here. So I like this for you. And I want to pull one more card just to clarify here. What area of your life is this happening in here? Well, so you got the Page of Fire coming in here as well. So new passion, new desire, new energy coming in. So I just feel like there's some stuff that's falling away that's just been taking too much energy. And I like that you're getting energy back because of it. So these things that are being ended allow these new beginnings to come in for you for July, for the remainder of this month. So I feel like some things have already been falling away, but there's going to be something significant with it being the major arcana that's going to fall away and end, which allows a whole new um, flood of energy and a whole new beginning. Very happy energy, though. It doesn't feel like it's a sorrowful thing. I feel like it's something that you've been waiting, just like, please let this end. Can it just end? And then I'll be able to do this. And you're like, been waiting and waiting. It's like, dude, and you're like, yes. So it's not like oh, this is happening. Well, I guess I can go do this. And no, it's like tick tock, watching your watch. Let's let it go. And now it is. So I like it. So that's what's coming in, Linksley. So many blessings to you. Hopefully that resonates for you. All right. Oh, frogs. You're funny, Shirley. Reedy. So, Grace, you're up next. So, what's coming towards you? Let's take a look here. What is coming towards you? And I'm almost on my 2 hour mark. So, I'm going to go into kind of lightning round mode for free readings. I'll just pull one card, just try to get through some more readings here. All right. So you've got the King of Water here. I like this. This is like an individual that has a balanced emotions with mind because all the kings are given a second portion of air. So it's someone that can express their emotion, that can express their feelings, and but also has a brain behind them. So it's not someone who's like overly emotional and can't put things together and accomplish things or whatever. But it's also not someone who's so logically minded that they don't know how to feel and express it. So wonderful, balanced energy that comes in here. And so this individual is headed towards you, and I like it. It does. You'll notice them by how they make you feel and how they express emotion. And then you're going to realize they also have a mind behind it, which is even more sexier, right? So that's what's coming in for you, Grace, right now. So many blessings to you. All right. And Pinky, you are up next. You like some divine guidance. So let's take a look here. What do they have here for you? All right. Oh my gosh. So I put this back in. And here it comes back out again. Came flying out. So this though I don't feel is like a person coming in for you. I feel like this is you. You are balancing your heart and your emotions. I mean, in your mind. So, there's a great amount of uh, it just feels like there's this flood of emotion that's been uh, making itself known around you. Maybe a lot of drama, other people. I feel like it's other people's emotions. And I feel like there's just been like this inundation of motion after emotion. It's like waves, 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 waves. And I feel like what's happening now is with how you're balancing this is you're realizing you're connecting to this higher place. And I feel like right now it's an important time of your life of how you're developing this kind of shield to keep emotions of others from flooding into you, and you're realizing different ways of how you can differentiate between what are yours and what is everyone else's, and what of your own are being triggered by other people's emotions, so that you can it's not about having a thicker skin, it's not that at all, because it's a gift that we're given. I know doesn't feel like it sometimes, but it's about clarifying, and it's like the logical Spock side of us kicks in to allow us to analyze and to separate things so that we can experience it all without it all flowing together. They're showing me like a dish that has the 3 separate areas where you put your mashed potatoes, you put this and you put this, and there's little barriers so that they don't run into each other. And that's what they're showing for your life right now, is that you're going through this awareness of how you can have this separator so you can keep things separate, experience them without having them running into each other and impacting each other. So hopefully that makes sense, Pinky, but that's what's going on right now with Spirit. So many blessings to you. Right, Starfall, you are up next. Hey, hey. So what do you need to know about your sleeping problems? It's never been this bad before. All right. So, of course, when medical stuff, there's a disclaimer down in the description box of the video. So check that for the medical. Things, but we do have here with the 5 of air, 5 of swords does have to do with a lot on your mind. There's a lot of mental conflict that's going on here. So something that you can do is obviously you have a lot that's going on in your mind. Try writing lists. Try what they're saying is write things down, journal, get it off your mind, get it onto paper or somewhere where your mind knows that it's captured and that it won't keep looping it. It won't keep you up. It won't keep you in this conflicting, type of energy. Also, you might journal if you remember your dreams as well, because there's a lot of that is going on in your dream world, your subconscious, your higher self, and everyone else is bringing in things to be looked at. And if you have a dream journal where you write things down, or if you write things down as soon as you wake up with what you remember, you can look back through your journal too, and you're going to see, oh, I see what's going on here. I'm letting this stuff go. So, um, I feel like that's what they want you to know is that the sleeping problems are coming from mental over looping, because if you don't write it down, it just keeps looping it and looping it and looping it, and it keeps you awake. It wakes you up at night. When your brain knows it's captured, it will allow you to rest. Um, and be aware of what you're um, even like a half hour before you go to sleep, turn off the TV, put your phone on, you know, airplane mode or whatever it is so that you're not disturbed by outside stuff, and just sit. Just allow yourself to wind down, and maybe that's when you journal just to get everything off your mind and then go to sleep. So, hopefully that helps, Starfall. That's what's coming through, right now for you. So, many blessings to you. All right. We'll continue moving down the list here if my mouse will work. Okay, there it goes. All right. So, Dollface Diva, you are up next. So, you want a general for the weekend. All right. Let's take a look here and see what they have here. Oh, yay. Temptation. Don't eat the golden apple. No. This is the devil card, shadow card energy. And so, just know that this weekend you're going to have not necessarily things that are impacting you directly, but I feel like this weekend, I feel like you've had weekends where you're like, "Oh my gosh, all this stuff that's being shaken so you can release things and be free." I feel like this weekend is where you see from a distance, like, 5 different friends going through the exact same thing, and you get to look at it and learn from it from here rather than you experiencing it yourself. So be aware of these patterns that you're seeing in the outside world, because they're wanting you to see it that way so you don't have to experience it yourself. It's like out in the outside world. So that is what they have for you, Dollface Diva. So be aware. Not beware, but be aware. Nothing to fear. All right. So that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. All right. And so Lalima Sony, you asked, what are Nikhil's energy after the call and future actions? Wait, did we already do that? I think you made a donation, didn't you? Maybe. It's all flowing together here. Let me just make sure. You're very welcome, Starfall. Give that a try. All right. Nope, I don't think we did that for you, Lalima. It sounded familiar, but you know, sometimes I dream about readings. So, what are Nikhil's energy after the call and their future actions? So, we do have the Messenger of Earth, which is the Knight of Pentacles, slowest moving knight out of them all. So, I feel like after the call, they're on this. They, really, they're kind of self consumed a little bit, because the Knight of Pentacles is all knights have a quest, and this knight is on the quest for the Ace of Pentacles, which is their worth and relationship to the outside world, right? They're looking after the coin, but also their worth. Their future actions, very slow moving. That's the slowest moving knight out of them all. So whenever that comes in, um, the message from spirit is usually use the time of slowness to look at your own self-love. What of mindsets have served you, and you're ready to let go? They're no longer serving you, so you're letting them go. What emotions are no longer serving you that you can let go, that you can cut away? It's like a giant hot air balloon when all these things are sandbags, and you're cutting things out that allow you to rise your love vibration, that will allow you to give and receive love at a higher level too, but not doing what you've done before and get what you've gotten before. I feel like there's the slowness is coming in is for you, so you can raise your love vibration there. So I feel like they are very slow moving. I wouldn't expect any quick action from them, but the more you work on your self-love, the faster things do speed up. But in interactions with two individuals, they also have to be speeding things up too, right? Which I don't feel like they're a fast mover. I feel like they're more focused on outside things than in internal things, so that kinda slows them down. But, that's what they have for you, Lilima, so hopefully that helps, and many blessings to you. Alright, so let me take a look here, and we are to where people started making donations, so I'm just gonna read through here to make sure I'm not skipping over anyone. Okay. Very good. We did those. We did those. All right. Shirley, you are up next here. All right. And all the sweets and cakes. Oh, all right. So if you meet the veterinarian to give him his things back and the money you owe him, will he be weird and try to do more abusive things or get me in trouble or something evil? Okay. Well, let's take a look here. I don't feel that here. I feel the 5 of Earth here is this feeling of abandonment, being left behind, being left out in the cold. And there's this change of thinking that's coming in here. And I feel like what if you need more examples of this, you will have it until the mirrors have shown you enough. Because this is what comes in is, everyone is a mirror showing us what we want to see about ourselves until we see it. And I feel like, the actions you feel that he's taking towards you have to do with your own thoughts and beliefs around your own feelings of abandonment and lack and being left behind and being left out in the cold when you were younger, right? So they are just doing actions, but the stories, our thoughts and beliefs, the stories we put behind it as weird, abusive, evil, whatever, those are mirrors for us to go, oh, how are my thoughts about me? How are my thoughts about myself weird? How are my thoughts about myself abusive? How do I get myself in trouble with myself? Where's the trouble within me? And where do I feel I'm evil? Where do I feel like there's these evil, thoughts and beliefs that are in there, right? Um, so I don't feel um it has to do with our energy, right? It has to do with what we fear, what we're focusing on. If we have these beliefs that are bubbling in on autopilot underneath, they're going to be reflected out into the mirrors. We draw these things in, right? So I feel like this is a learning opportunity that's coming in. It's like realizing, okay, what of these situations that happened, what are my thoughts? What was I seeing in myself reflected in this mirror of this person through their actions and words or non-actions? Where's the foundation? Where's the oof stuff that's going on in there? Hopefully that makes sense there, because it's happening for you. And the more you need it, the more we get. I know I had 5 relationships that I was mirrored back to me. And I'm like, why do I keep picking the same person? Like, you just keep picking a mirror. like any other, they're still gonna reflect back to you. Even if the, design on the outside's different, they still showed me me. So, I get it, and I understand it, there, but hopefully that helps, Shirley. So, hang in there, my dear. Many blessings to you. Alright. Okay, so we took care of those. All right, Alexis, we are up to you. So, a love reading for this weekend. All right. I got the three of air here, which is the three of swords, which is the heartbreak disappointment card, which no, but it's all right because this is not that it's new heartbreak. It's not new, disappointment. It's just, I feel like this is, a weekend of you're seeing again, this reflection thing is coming in. I wonder what moon is coming in here because it feels like there's a lot of reflection coming in because we're coming off of Leo into okay, Virgo. Yeah. So, oh, and it's Chiron retrograde and Venus retrograde this weekend. Okay, well, that makes sense, right? Reflection on love weekend. Yay! But it's about looking backward and going, what heartbreak you've had, what disappointments we've had. And there's an opportunity for us to transform. Chiron isn't the wounded warrior. Are they the wounded warrior? I think they are. But there's this release, this ability that we can forgive. It's like there's an opportunity here with all this energy to stop choosing to be a vessel of pain because of someone else's actions or words or non-actions and non-words that not forgetting. No, we're not going to let people do stuff to us again, right? But it's releasing our wrath and we pour out the pain out of this vessel so that it can become a vessel for love instead of being full of pain and not have anywhere for love to go. So I feel like this weekend for you, Alexis, is really releasing, maybe doing some sort of releasing ritual of writing things on a paper or journaling or whatever. But if you write something on paper and rip it up or burn it, just don't burn down anything. But it's kind of a release type of energy coming in for love to make space for new love is what I feel. So that's what's coming in there for you, Alexis. Hopefully that helps. And many blessings to you. All right. And thank you so much, Patty. I think you made a donation down below. I'm just getting to where the next free one is here. All right, it's right there. All right, Patty, thank you so much for your additional donation. And how did the company view your boss's contributions in the business review yesterday? Okay, let's take a look here. Let's see, let me just shuffle these up here. Okay, and that one. All right. Okay. Yeah, I feel like there was a mixed bag of response. Because the two of Airs, some people had, it's like a fork in the road. There's some people thought on this side, there's some people that thought on this side. There's some people that were like, wow, okay, this is abundant. This will help. We can see the benefit from doing these things and with their with what they were recommending or sharing. And then other people were like, with the messenger of earth, this is the knight of pentacles, which is the slowest moving knight out of them all. And there's some people thinking it wouldn't have the rate of return or it wouldn't happen fast enough for it to be worth considering. if that makes sense with what was being shared there. Um, because we have some, yeah, because again, they two different sides. They have someone who was thinking, okay, we see the logic, we see where you're coming from. This the king of air actually, all the kings get a second portion of air. So they're the master of thought, and some people that were, I feel like whoever this individual or individuals thought, wow, I see where you're coming from. I get you, and I see the benefit. The other people I feel just, I almost feel like they have, I don't want to say like something against them. I just feel like they have history where, they're like, no, that's going to be too slow, and they're emotional. I feel like they feel like your boss needs to leave some things, let some stuff go and move beyond it. Um, and I feel like, realize that whoever was feeling these things, it's because that's the reflection that they see of themselves, right? So this individual or individuals, they need to let stuff go. They need to, their history, this stuff that they have is what holds stuff back. And the other, um, is there like old, no, I'm say like not old in age, but I feel like there's individuals who have known them for a long time, and then someone new that's coming in, the person that's new is coming in, takes them for who they are, not for who they were. But these other people hold a grudge, or they have this memory of who your boss was and what they've done in the past. So they always take it with a grain of salt with all that history too. So that's what, there's this yeah, there's this, different side of things that are going on there. Um, but yeah, I feel like in the long run, I almost feel like it's the big boss who's new, isn't it? Let me see here. Whoa, shame. Yeah, because I feel like there's some movement of thought and belief, and then we've got the page of water, which is new emotion, and the queen of earth, which is abundance and stuff coming in here too. So, we've got this, energy that's coming in here, and I feel like I feel like there's going to be some benefit that comes from it. I feel like there's some compromise that's done in between, because I feel like the new boss understands, they're not trying to come in and and change everything all at once, so they want to honor some of the middle management, and but also try to help the company. It's like they're juggling between them all, right? But that's what I feel's coming in there for you, Patty. So, hopefully that helps. Many blessings to you. Again, thank you for your additional donation. Hey, Maria. Might be able to get down to you there. I'm almost, I think, through a lot of the free readings. Just have a few more here. So, Farida Ali, hello, hi. So, no contact at the moment. So, was Capricorn telling the truth? He said you were both destined to be together. Oh, okay. Let's take a look here. Let's see, what does this Capricorn? You know, the Three of Pentacles is about being true to one's own authentic self. And I feel like they will say whatever they need to say to get what they want. It's not normally what I get from the Three of Pentacles. It's normally about being, trying to be true to your authentic self. But I feel like they're just going to say whatever they feel they need to say to get what they want in the moment here. So they have great intentions, but not necessarily always the follow through, if you know what I mean. So they might have been like, "Wow, yeah, I feel like we can be destined to be together forever." But they've got like their eyes are bigger than their stomach, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I feel like they're just very distracted, very on to the next thing, kind of individual. So, I'm not feeling very conducive vibes for you. If so I wouldn't worry about the no contact from is what spirit is saying there. It's like, no, it's okay. Yeah, that's what's coming in. So that's what they have for you, Farida. So hang in there. Many blessings to you. All right. And then LA, you'll be my next free reading coming up here. I did get a donation coming in. All right. Thank you so much, Lalima. All right. I'm just reading you what you wrote in the PayPal there. All right. And I don't know if you heard me with the previous reading that we had. I think you asked one up above, didn't you? Yeah, Nikhil's energy after the call and future actions. Yeah. So we already did that one. And then, so you just want to understand here. Okay, very good. So let's take a look here and see. So, unexplained coincidences, dreams, and events. What does all this mean? What's going on? And then, yeah, I understand wanting to move well beyond that current situation for sure. And so, what's next for love then, too? All right, let's take a look here. A lot of energy in these cards for you. It's like, all right. And love. All right. All right. So, the first of all, the coincidences, the dreams, all the spiritual purpose of all that. Yeah, exactly. You got the Queen of Earth, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. It's this drawing in here. I mean, you've got the High Priestess too. So exactly as you're saying, it's a higher calling. They're getting your attention. They're drawing you to yourself. They want you to step back to your High Priestess temple to take care of you, to connect with spirit, to go beyond the veil and dive deep into your emotions. And because there's some clearing that can happen here, some movement of things, and it's time for you. So it's the outward energy is all being withdrawn to point inward to focus in on you right now. Um, because you've got the eight of air, which is the eight of swords, and the four of swords. Both of these, the even numbers, this is a good flow of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, and this is the peace of mind. But this comes about connecting to the capital T truths of the higher realm. So, like you said, high priestess connecting to unconditional love, seeing things from a higher perspective allows you to cut away from these thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that used to blind you and bind you and make you feel trapped. And so there's this movement as you take a step back to that high priestess temple to let go of thoughts that no longer serve you. A lot around relationships, around who you're supposed to be, who they're supposed to be, how it's supposed to unfold, and all that. And you definitely have a balancing energy coming in here with it as well. Because you have the two of earth, which is the balancing of the pentacles, the balancing of the upper and the lower worlds. The six of pentacles here, there's a journey here, which What I'm going to tell you with that particular energy, if you look in my, what do I have it in there? I think I have it. If not, here, let me. I'm just going to post this right now. Here's this Take 10 with Zen. Um, I believe it's this one. It's either this one or the one right before it talks about the 6 of Pentacles and how our fates are changed and how things, impact and how things unfold, with this out of balance giving and receiving that we have running on autopilot down deep, underneath the surface. So I'm going to refer you to there so that just for the sake of because it goes in more depth there too. And I feel if you might even look at episode 4 because it talks about the fate and our power over it too. So it gives some great tools, and it's all free. Um, and you can see how that impacts it because as you work on that, that will also help with your with love because that's what it's doing is there's these barriers that are keeping love away, the love you're looking for, and the changing of these will help bring love in. Yeah, yeah, because you have the 6 of Swords here, which is the movement of old ways of thinking to new ways of thinking, and the Wheel of Fortune. So it feels very where even your human will be happy here because it plays the tune of for you, and there is this change that happens with that too. So I like it. It's just a little bit of adjustment here with the 6 of Pentacles. It's like the overgivers card or the codependency awareness card. It shows us like we're the ones that always feel we have to overgive to get very little back. And so hopefully that resonates for you there. But definitely check out episode 4 and 5 there and see what extra tools they will show you and awareness they bring with those too. So that is what they have for you right now. So thank you again so much. Yeah, exactly. And you'll be surprised why when you watch that video because you'll be like, oh, it makes so much sense. So I like it for you because that 6 of Swords is movement, um, going from choppy waters to calmer waters. So I like that. Um, you mean to like your relationship or because everything is a soul purpose, right? I mean, all of this is about our soul's purpose. We come down here to experience all of this stuff. And I think you'll get clarification when you look into that 4 and that 5, those episodes, because they talk about fate and about the experiences that we have of upper and lower. Yeah, I think that'll make sense, when you listen to those, on there. Um, yeah, yeah, all this supposed to, shoulds, need tos, have tos, musts, right? Um, yeah, because number 4 is there fate? Number 5 is our influences on fate. So I think you'll get ahas during those. All right. And thank you so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate that there. And let me just take a look here real quick. Hey, Crescent Moon, thank you so much for your donation. Let me see. How many more free readings did I have to go here? Is it up here? Just want to check here because I'm hitting 2.5 hours. So, I think I lost my place on the free ones. So, I'm not gonna be able to do any other free ones this evening, because like I said, I'm at 2.5 hours. So I will return tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. And if you weren't able to get your free reading this evening and you need answers this evening, please double check my pick a card readings on my main page. We do have a ton there. And Crescent, I will do yours really quick here. In just a moment. I just wanna for those that might be leaving here, I just wanna make sure everyone's aware that I do have a weekly giveaway. I'll have an extra giveaway, with this one. So I'll actually be giving away 2, person recorded readings, so be sure to check out that video if you have not already. And, like I said, I also put out a bunch of pick-a cards each week. This week's was "How Can I Transform My Anger?" But there's a ton of others around love and romance and career and life purpose, and there's a bunch of free content. So be sure to check out my page there. And then I had just posted the Take 10 with Zen, which is a new series I have out as well. So be sure to check into that. All right. So, Crescent Moon, thank you again for your donation. And you said a much needed police report was filed against Jay yesterday. What will be the outcome? Okay, let's take a look here. All right. Yeah, right. We got here. So we've got, sorry, let me just adjust this so I can see what I'm showing you here. We've got the Five of Fire, which is something that starts off as conflicting energy, fearful energy that transforms into this more friendly energy, something beneficial. Five in the number of transformation. The Chariot card comes in here to tell us really that the outcome, we have the power of choice. There is movement, there is victory. So there is positive movement that comes in here, but so much is in the hands of the power of choice because every moment we get to choose what story we apply to the situation, what emotion we feel as we go through, what energy, what actions. So a lot of it has to do with, um, you know, the individual parties, their experiences, because they're going to experience life from the inside out, not the outside in. So I like this transformation of this change of energy, but every individual that's going through it has this interesting perception and perspective with all of the outcome. It's interesting. But the official outcome, let me take a look here. Because that victory, it feels like a victory. So whatever a victory means. Yeah, because here we have emotional confusion, but dreams coming true, if that makes sense. So we've got this energy coming in here that feels like it's a positive outcome, whatever a positive outcome would mean, if that makes sense. So that's what's coming in there for you, Crescent Moon. So that's what we have there. Okay, sorry, let me just double check here. Okay, I didn't get an additional Cash App. Let me just make sure here. Let's take a look here. Hmm. We've got the Fool card here, which is a ending of an old cycle and the beginning of a new thing without restriction. So I don't with this energy because we've got love coming in here. which is more of a loving, compassionate feel to this here, and the Two of Fire, which has to do with this, like there's 2 paths that they'll have a choice. It's almost like I don't know if they give them a choice. Maybe they give them an ultimatum, like you can do jail time and do this, or you can do this and have this and this and this and this. I wonder if they have like this, if they're going to give them like a deal, like you can, if we go this direction, this is how it's going to end up, or if you do this, we can go this route instead. It's like there's this, you know how they finagle and they do all that stuff. But I feel like there's this opportunity for them not to go to jail. I feel like there's, uh, an option. Yeah, something like that where they have to be, and then, service and parole, this and that, blah, blah, blah. I just feel like there's a lot of this stuff. So that's what it feels like there. All right. So many blessings to you. And again, thank you for your donation. Yeah, let's at least still get some assistance there. All right. Hey, Janet, I don't see another Cash App. So if it didn't go through, maybe try it again or let me know if it did, and I'll check. It didn't come through in the email, so I'll check there. All right. In nature, I did get your PayPal. So you'll be after LA here. Hey, LA. All right. So, should you pursue a connection with Nick the Libra? All right. All right, Janet, it just came through. All right. Okay, no problem. Lalima, I don't think I answered about love. You asked here about the soul purpose and what all that was going on, and then you wanted to know what was next in love, which I did cover. So I'm not sure what question you're saying. It's not there. All right. Well, all right. So we have a lot of donations. So let me get to these here. so all right. So LA. So I'm just gonna think there's this question is for that one. Okay. I was getting confused for a sec. I think I got it though. So should you pursue a connection with Nick the Libra? So that's the first one there. So thank you for your dual donations here. Dueling donations. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Let's get some clarification here. Yeah, with these coming in here, I don't feel like you should pursue it right now. You've got the 10 of fire, the 10 of wands, which is ending where you're investing your energy and focusing it in one direction. The tower, too, removing things out of the path, removing things that, aren't meant to be in there at this moment. And then we also had the 5 of air, which is there's some conflicting thoughts, some confliction. Um, with this coming in here. We've got the Nine of Earth, the Nine of Pentacles, which is about being true to your authentic self in a way, but, because the nine's the hermit's journey with spirit in uh, looking at your worth, being independent, and kind of this wait until you have your wealth to coming in here. So I feel like this is this kind of energy that's coming in here for that with Nick. I feel like it's not pursuing it at this time. And then your follow up there was, yeah, not pursuing things until that. It's called you out. Boom, boom. Delete the app, or can you still have it, but just put it on the back burner? You're funny. Let's take a look here. Uh, would think with the hermit energy here, um, I don't know if it necessarily says delete it. The 10 of air is the 10 of swords, which is ending of communication. But it's your energy. Wherever you want to invest your energy, there's no wrong. But like for your highest experience, it's like, yeah, just stay to yourself, kind of limit the communication. You don't have to necessarily delete the app, just you don't have to really pursue like the responding and all that. Um, and the two of wands here, this is wherever you focus your energy is what grows and expands too. So when we focus on what we feel we're missing in our life, what happens? Mhm, mhm. You know. We talk about it all the time, right? So when we are focusing in on like, I don't have love in my life, I want love in my life, then we tell the universe, I really like wanting love in my life, but not having it. I really love feeling lonely, so it can make me even more lonely. I really don't have any money in my life, so I enjoy not having money. Can you have money not be in my life more? So wherever you focus that energy is what grows, right? That little kid pointing at through you know, the glass case at the donut it doesn't want, it gets a dozen of them. But let me start focusing on what you do have in your life, what you do want, and then that grows and expands. So I feel like right now, yeah, yeah. Oh, oh, I see. Well, it applies the same. It's the same thing, right? If I focus on my lawsuits aren't going the way I want them to, the money, the love, the job, whatever we focus on, when we feel something's missing, we're telling the universe, I want to miss more. Can you make it just draw it out? Because I really enjoy this instead of focusing on what we're grateful for. What love do you have in your life? Focusing on your self love, raising your self love, right? That's what speeds things up when we focus in on the outside love and not having it. That's the anchor that slows it down, right? All right. So that's what they have for you. Um, whoops. Sorry. Let me see here. Who's on first here? All right. You are very welcome. Okay, so we completed that one. Okay. So nature. So nature, let me see. I think I saw there's your question. So what are Liam's, the Capricorn's current feelings for you after briefly speaking? And will there be any future actions? All right, let's take a look here. And then after that is Patty. And then after that is Janet. And then after that is Olivia. Just to keep everyone going through there. All right. All right. So let's take a look here. So those are Capricorn's current feelings. And let's see what Spirit wants to know about future actions. So let's refresh these. Okay. What do we got going on here? All right. Interesting. So I feel like here, I know we got the hermit and the transformation, and it's interesting. I like this combination though because I feel like they're a bit of a hermit, but it's like with the transformation, it's like there's this new spark within them to come out of the cave more often. It's funny. I feel like they stay to themselves quite a bit, and we've got the 3 of water, which is joy and celebration, and the king of earth, which is abundance, fulfillment, overflowingness, and looking at their worth in a different way too. So I feel like this is where the spark came from is it was briefly speaking, but I feel like it really triggered something in there, because we've even got here with this balancing the 2 of pentacles in the outside world. It kind of just it switched. It's almost like I'm seeing like a, hourglass. It just kind of flipped it, and sand started to fall again, which I like because we have the 8 of water, which is leaving behind emotions that no longer serve and to move forward. So I feel like it's almost like they have a new lease on life in a way, and they're leaving this because they have this hope of possible wish fulfillment, the 8 of water. So it's interesting with this energy. It just feels like whatever this brief conversation or, you said briefly speaking, whatever this brief interaction was, it just feels like it gave them a spark of hope and interest. Like they forgot, they've been alone for a while, it almost feels like, and they are just like, wow, I forgot what it feels like to have a deep conversation. I feel like you guys kind of clicked too, um, in a way, and I like it. I feel like they are very a thinker, Capricorn energy, um, but they it's just and they're intrigued is a good word for their little brain. Not their little brain, their big brainiac brain, coming in. So I like that nature. I feel like that is this, um, it just feels good. It feels good here that they want to have action here. They do have this movement with the 8 of cups. See anything else real quick here. Yeah, the 4 of water. That makes sense too, because 3 cups, they're used to having certain experiences, which is why they went into their cave. They were just like, all that is out here is this, you know, I don't want it." But now they feel like there's a 4th cup, a pearl, something different than they've had before. So that's where there's intrigue comes from with all of that. And sorry, I just feel the need to be a little more nosy. Appreciate guys' patience. I just feel like there's one thing more here. Yeah. Again, here's the universe. Ending of major cycles. It's like the world card and beginning of a new adventure, free of a lot of expectations, free of a lot of things from the past that they've had. And yeah, it says, you've come far on your journey and it's time to be rewarded for your efforts. This card symbolizes completion, triumph, peace, liberation, and fulfillment. Everything you've strived for is within your reach. Meet it halfway and grab it. The universe is the last of the major arcana cards and reflects the work that you've accomplished on your travels, but more importantly, represents the wisdom that you've gained along the way. You should now honor and acknowledge the truly wonderful soul that you are and accept the vital part that you play the bigger scheme of life. The world is yours to command, and you're free to travel in whatever direction your heart desires. You're connected to everything in the cosmos. The universe card is a reminder that the same energy making up the stars in the sky, the same energy that's coursing through the universe, is in each and every individual. In ancient times, many believed that each star was the soul of one person. They also believed that these souls shined so brightly to guide others through the darkness. And so too can your wise soul. So I like it. Positive energy for sure. All right. You are very welcome. And that is what they have for you there. And yeah, Patty, you were up next. Thank you for your additional donation here. So, will your son enjoy a lifestyle state setting as opposed to the current quiet living conditions? Okay, let's take a look here. And okay, all right, that's what they have here. All right, all right. Well, it seems like they will. We got the full card. This feeling of a new adventure that's a little less. I don't know, it just feels like a new adventure free of a lot of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that they've had before here, and we got the Queen of Air, which is balancing of heart and mind. So I feel like they balance everything out and they take this new journey, this new adventure, this new way, in a positive way, because not only do we have the Queen of Air, we also have the King of Air, and the King of Air rules over thought and belief and mindset with the Queen that we just had, but he's the master of thinking too because he gets the 2, um, the second, portion of air, like all kings do. So they are in their mind a lot. I think they're focusing on studying in school or learning, because they have the Page of Earth, which is this opportunity, to learn things new things coming in the outside world. And we've got the Hierophant, which is higher learning, and teaching as well, but also digging into the truths of who they want to be, what they want in life as well. Who am I? What do I want? How do I want to express myself? Truly, capital T type of truths coming in. So there's a lot of positive things that come in here, but yeah, so he's really, enmeshed in learning, so a lot in his mind, so that makes sense, so he's studying online, um, but he likes the adventure, when he's ready to get away from studying, it just feels like it's a new adventure kind of feel to it, so very positive. I don't feel like it's a bother to them, they're a very balanced individual. I just feel like they are three-fourths brain and one-fourth heart and emotion. Are they an air sign? Are they an Aquarius? That's what I am. Depends on the rest of your makeup though too. But, yeah, I feel nothing to be, afraid of there at all. They're doing well with it. Okay. All right. Very good. Well, that's what they have for you, Patty. So many blessings to you. Appreciate that. All right. And then Janet, you were up next, and then Olivia. And so you had asked another question, I think, up above. Let me just scroll up a little bit here. Okay, for Anna. Okay, I see that. Let me keep scrolling here. Okay, so Anna wants to know what career path she should pursue when she has already attempted her passion but failed at them. Okay, great question. Let's take a look here. Of course, with spirit, there are no shoulds. We're just going to ask what is for Anna's highest experience. Because they are just like there's different choices with different experiences. They don't judge. There's no supposed to have to. We come here for low experience all the way to high experiences, and there's no wrong choice. It's all for us. So I like it. All right. Wow. Seven, eight, nine of fire. All right. So the first two cards that came out, though, for Anna via Janet, we've got the nine of fire, which the nine of wands is, it could feel like there's a barrier that's, keeping us from something. Six of water, childhood dream, childhood passion, nostalgia, childhood kind of feelings. And what this tells us here is that um, things when we have a passion, we will never give it up, right? And so one thing is to really understand, what is the wishing upon a star? Is it truly your wish, Anna? If it is truly your wish, then you will not give up on it. You will find a way through it and to continue um, looking at ways to get there. And we'll talk about that here in a sec down here, because the nine is the hermit's journey. The wands is normally there's like nine wands that are keeping us from going through. But when we grab a hold of one of the wands and we step into our power, we remove one and it opens a space for us to come through. What that's telling me with the combination here is there's some beliefs that are bouncing around, from childhood. Usually it's going to be 7 years old and younger that are telling us about our worthiness to receive. You might check, I had posted and I'll do it again real quick here just for ease of use here. I believe it's this one. It's this episode or the one before that talks about the Six of Pentacles, because it's a huge piece and it's the energy I'm feeling here that there's this out of balance belief of what you have to give in order to receive a little bit. It usually goes back to our childhood, where there's a parent or parents or grandparents, someone or someone's that we felt we had to overgive to and get very little back. So if you check out that episode, if it's not that one, it's the one before, or just listen to both of them. They're less than 10 minutes anyway. But it talks about fate and it talks about what energies we have that influence and change our fate. Our fate has a range ranges. There's hardly anything that's has to happen exactly at a certain date, certain time, besides birth. Birth is probably one of the few, maybe death, which we'll talk about this Friday. But there's this change of energies and how you can invest it and how things transform. So that is what is keeping from moving forward, because you do have the nine of water, which is wish come true energy that's there. And we've got the seven and the eight, which the seven is about living the dream, standing up and not being worried about other people tearing us down. A lot of energy and messages coming in. So you got the seven, the eight, and the nine of fire, which is showing me there's a progression of energy that can be transformed, and that this energy will help move you towards your wish fulfillment, living the dream, doing those things, to where yeah, maybe you need a part-time job, while you're taking steps to live towards your dream, or a full-time job while you're slowly working on your dream, but you'll never give up truly on the dream that is yours. We will give up on the dream that was given to us. The one we wake up in the morning going, "Oh crap, I got to go live my dream today." That dream we will trade in, and we'll hit the snooze button 10 times. But when it's the dream that we want, we will wake up early before the alarm, excited for the day. And I feel like there's some release here of some energies, but definitely check out those two episodes. They're totally free, but they'll give you some guidance and some tools to help with that. Yeah, this confirms it for me, because the five of earth is right before this is the five of pentacles that comes before the six of pentacles. These are feelings of abandonment, left behind, lack, being left out in the cold. So these were some of the energies that that Six of Pentacles would deal with. So hopefully that helps Anna slash Janet. Um, because it feels like there's this, if that's not your dream, if you realize the passion that you thought was your passion isn't, you will find it in your heart, and it'll be something that is yours, that you won't have fear around, that you're like, "This is who I am." Like a writer writes, a dancer dances, an artist paints, whether they get the, you know, on the top 10 bestseller list or paintings are hanging in a museum, expressing your passion each moment along the way is the journey. It's not reaching a destination. If we're focused on reaching a destination, that feels more ego, that feels more fear, that feels like more like someone else told us, this is who you're supposed to be. And we're defining our worth by it rather than I am a channel for spirit and I'm going to do it every day, no matter what. And I'm blessed that I have beautiful people like you donating to help me eat so that I can continue to do it. So, where there's a will, there's a way, as they say, right? So that's what's coming in there. Thank you again so much, Janet, for your donation. And Anna, hang in there. All right. So, Olivia, you are up next. And thank you for your donation. All right. What are Dave's current feelings towards you? Will things between us develop into a meaningful relationship? You are very welcome. All right, let's take a look here, Olivia. So, what are David's current feelings towards you? What is going on inside the head and heart of Dave? And will it unfold into something meaningful? All right. Well, it seems their feelings towards you, they have the 10 of Pentacles, which is this normally there's two people with children and an old man and a castle and a dog and money, which is like kind of this, my outside world can be fulfilled and full. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles, is the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. So I feel like they're saying I could see this happen in the future. And so they're seeing this off in the distance. So that's one thing. They definitely have this passion. They've got the Magician card is fire energy, balanced passion though. I don't feel like there's someone who um is like teenager feel to them. That's not how they do it. They're not, they know how to bridle their passions and express their passions in a respectful way. We'll put it that way. The darn fruit tree, right? But I like that. I like this energy. They have this passion. They have this desire there. They also have emotion, which is movement of emotion, movement, the night of water. So this is good. It's a good movement of, that's why I feel like it will move forward in emotional um as well as passionately here, and in the outside world this feeling of fullness. I don't see the swords represented, so um you don't want them to talk. I'm just kidding. Because this is the 21, the world card is victory. It is letting go of old ways of thinking, old cycles, beginning of a new adventure, free of a lot of thinking, thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. So I feel like it feels like a new adventure, something that they don't want to define by those old expectations. So I actually like the absence of um, swords in this case, because this means that don't wanna try to make it be something that it's supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be, must be. They want it to grow, what is it called? Organically grow, you know, that, um, they don't want to suck all the life out of it with all these expectations like past relationships. They wanna enjoy you for who you are, they want it just to go forward and unfold. So, I like it. Boom shakalaka. So, that's what they have for you, Olivia. So again, thank you so much for your donation. All right. And MBB, thank you for your additional donation. So I just saw that you asked if you could donate again. I hadn't gotten that far. And okay, let's take a quick sip here. So what happened? What happened between that Taurus? All right. Well, that's the Taurus energy. I see that there. Are you a water sign? All right, let's see what we have. Earth sign. Well, oh, that's right. I think you said that before, maybe. Because it got the King of Earth, which I feel like is their energy, very grounded, very this. And I don't know if you have water, a lot of water in your chart, or maybe water moon. I don't know, but you never know because when you other people's thoughts and opinions and observations of us have rarely to do a lot with us. It has to do with uh, water sign is Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. But so we never really know, what they're perceiving, what they're seeing, because we don't know what's going on inside their head a lot of times. But there's something here where the Queen of Water, Queen of Cups, besides being like the high priestess who is, very intuitive, very connected to spirit, dives deep into emotions, right? So she's double that. King of Earth is balancing of earth and air energy. And there's either this perception that you were emotional in their mind in comparison to them, maybe. And there's just something to do with that here because it's like they are very earthy and grounded and maybe overly grounded, or maybe they didn't express emotion, but they, for some reason, had this perception of that. Yeah, because look at all this. It makes sense here now, too, because this is them, the Six of Earth, like the Six of Pentacles, which I just posted some videos from the Take 10 with Zen. Um, so if you look at those, this will tell you about them, how they have these blocks, how they have this out of balance, giving and receiving. So now I understand um, mother energy came in here that keeps love away. I mean, look at all this grounding, the 8 and the 6 and the King of Earth. Oh, cool. Yeah, definitely check those out because I feel like they are, yeah. Yeah, here's the emotional confusion. So emotions confuse them, and so it has to do with their relationship with mom and with female energy in their life that just has them at this. I feel like they like maybe they didn't know their mom really well or didn't get a lot of attention from their mom because that 6 of Pentacles, I feel like it's that she's the one that they had to do so much for and get so little in return that they don't feel like they deserve. it takes so much for them to feel loved or to deserve love. And I feel like with all this pentacles coming in here, they definitely had that. Let me take a look here too. Yeah. And here's the six of water, number six being mother. So there is this emotions from the past. Um, it's almost like they were taught to not be emotional because I feel like maybe mom was maybe bipolar or had great ups and downs, and was emotionally unstable to where they felt they had to be super, super stable, overly stable. And they also have the emperor here, which is I have to be in command. I have to be in control at all times. So I feel like they had to grow up very fast when they were younger, and they just any sense of emotion, whether it's perceived, I mean, if it's real or not, they perceived emotion. Immediately they went back into their small child self. And I feel like they were just like, I can't relive that in a way, you know. Um, but I feel like in the end you're gonna be okay with this because the Wheel of Fortune is like saying that your um, human side is going to feel like it was fortunate for you. The tune of for you that no matter what this ending, this 10, that in the end, you're going to be like, yeah, I'm glad that I experienced what I experienced, but um, it helps you uh, appreciate. I feel like you've learned stuff about yourself through it anyway, but I feel like, yeah, with the three of swords, the disappointment that you're realizing, I'm not gonna invest all my energy in something, it's like I've invested so much to get this, really? And I feel like you've learned a lot through it. Like you're like, I'm gonna balance where I focus my energy going forward. Again, tens endings and new beginnings. It can be disappointing, I know. Like you said, it's so hard to let go. But in the long run, let me see what they have here. Yeah. In the long run, you have someone more magician-like, more fiery, more, energy, and the magician too tells me here with, uh it's like the Ace of Wands kind of energy. The 10 is endings and the 1 is new beginnings with, fire, with wand energy here, with the magician has a lot of, with you get to focus your energy on what you want and that it doesn't have to be so over focused, if that makes sense. In fact, I feel like when you listen to those videos that you'll also see a little bit of reflection for you there too, and what you learned in your interactions with him that you're like, oh, maybe there is some balancing that I can have too in my overgiving. Cause I know I'm a recovering overgiver. I think to some extent, we all are in different situations, but it's like, okay, I can see how we can do that. So that is what they have for you, MBB. I appreciate your donation. Hey, Chrislyn, I'm actually at over 3 hours, so I'm not doing any more free readings this evening, but I shall return tomorrow night. I'm here every night, Wednesday through Sunday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, and even on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. But if you need an answer tonight, if you head over to my main page, I have a ton of pick a cards too. Just let spirit guide you with your heart to which one, because I've got love readings, relationship readings, abundance, career, and a bunch of others as well. So if you want to have an answer this evening, check those out. You might be like, oh my God, there it is, So trust your intuition. Maybe it's a night of growth, but I can feel my energy is on its way out. So I do need to go and rest. I appreciate you understanding there. And for everyone else that I did not get through to this evening, I know I got close to almost to the end, but I am going to sign off for this evening and appreciate all of you so much for all the thumbs up that you've given the video. Make sure to sign up for the giveaway. I have two giveaways on Monday if you haven't entered that yet. And then, like I said, if you guys have any other needs for this evening, be sure to check out my main page. I have a lot of free content, and you can bound to find your answers there. Just follow your heart and spirit will guide. All right, everybody, as you're going throughout each and every second of every day of your life, please know that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things, our creator. And of course, I love you guys too. So until I see you again, have a great rest of your night or day, wherever you're at in the world. And until I see you again, much love to you. Guys, hang in there and take care. We'll see you.